In this video lesson, we're going to start a new chapter in mathematics, and that is inequation. All right, inequation. You're already very familiar with the word equation, but you have not, I think, heard this inequation word before. So let's start inequation. Before going to learn about inequation, let me tell you, please try to understand the inequation concept of this inequations, because it has a really very big use, whether you're going to study for the science or mathematics or engineering or any linear programming related stuff, so there it has a very good use, and we have to use widely this, so it is better to learn properly. All right, so to understand inequation, let me go for equation first. Equation we have already defined. Equation we have defined like a statement, a mathematical statement which involves a variable, a variable and equals to sign. All right, so equation is defined as the statement, mathematical statement, which involves variables and equals to sign. If you want to see the example, and it was something like this, like 2x plus 3 equals to, let's say 9. All right, so 2x plus 3 equals to 9. So this is a mathematical equation. All right, so how we can define inequation? Now inequation is that equation, that mathematical statement in which we get that involves variables, or means one or more than one variables. All right, that involves variables. Simply I want to write here variables. So mathematical statement which involves variables and inequality sign. Inequality sign, this greater than or equals to sign, greater than sign, or less than sign, or less than or equals to sign. All right, so such a mathematical statement which involves a variable and these four set of symbol: greater than sign, greater than or equals to sign, greater than sign, smaller than sign, and smaller than or equals to sign. So such equations are called inequations. Let me give an example here. Let's say 2x plus 3 is greater than or equals to 0. So this is an example of inequation. Similarly, let's say 9x plus 5 is less than, let's say, 100. All right, 1000. Okay, so this is inequation. So the difference between equation and inequation, you are clearly visible. You have here is equals to sign, and here we have inequality sign, not equals to sign. All right, so such any kind of equation which involves the variables and these symbols is called inequation. And inequation may be maybe of one variable, containing one variable, maybe two variable, maybe three variable, depends on the situations. Inequations can contain one or more than one variables. All right, and it may be a linear inequation, maybe a quadratic equation. Linear means like having the highest power variables, highest power 1, and if the variables has highest power like 2, then we'll say a quadratic inequation. We may have the cubic inequations or any polynomial inequation we may have. All right, so there are various type of the equation. So let's start writing few here. All right, I just want to introduce with inequations. Let me give some example. Like here we take like 3x minus 9 is less than 29. Let's say this is one equation. Similarly, like it may be like 3x plus 9 is less than or equals to, it may be like let's say 30 or anything. It's just an example. All right, similarly it may be a 3x plus 9 is greater than or equals to let's say 45. Similarly, let's say 3x plus 9 is greater than 3, or you can put simply 0. All right, it's just an example. All right, so these are different types of the equations. These are linear inequation. All right, linear inequation. Why these are linear inequation? Because the highest power of the variable is always 1 here. All right, and let's talk about let's take the example of some quadratic inequations. It may be quadratic, means it will have the variable will have the highest power 2. So 3x squared plus 2, let's say 2x plus 9 is equals to 0, is greater than is greater than 0. All right, so this is an example of quadratic inequation. Similarly, let's say x squared minus x plus 1 is greater than or equals to, let's say 0 again. All right, similarly, let's say x minus 2 whole square plus 5 is less than or equals to, let's say anything, let's say 10. All right, just an example I'm giving you, just an example. So similarly these are cubic. All right, it's okay, fine. these are cubic, these are quadratic inequations. All right, these are quadratic inequations, because the highest power here, if you see, we have highest power 2. All right, that's why we say inequation in quadratic form. It may be in cubic form, like x cubed plus 3x squared plus 5 is greater than or equals to, let's say, 5. Not say 5, let's say 0. All right, it may be like x minus 3 whole cube plus x minus 2 whole square plus 5 is greater than or equals to or simply greater than, let's say anything, let's say 0 here. All right, so these are cubic, cubic inequation, because the variables has the highest power 3, but there are only 4 symbols. It may be greater than or equals to symbol, maybe greater than symbol, maybe less than symbol, or maybe less than or equals to symbol. Only these 4 symbols will be involved in the inequations. All right, so these are the different types of the inequation I write here. Sometimes you may get the inequation something like this, like x minus 3 x plus 2 is greater than or equals to, let's say, 0. Sometimes you may get like this. These are also inequations. All right, so various types of the inequations you have to learn, and we'll be learning one by one all. Right, so see you in the next video with the next concept of the inequations. Goodbye.